Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. I am the Motorcycle Rescuer, and of course this is Motorcycle Rescuer. So yes, welcome back. What I said on my last video about wanting to trade the junk up towards the Vespa. By the way, the fastest production Vespa they've ever made, with slight modifications to that one. I mean it. So I'm gonna go all out for a couple of weeks and see if I can get up to the 2K by next weekend. Now, technically, the Lex Moto Valiant will, I mean, if running well, and I will fully test it with year's MOT, 850 to £1,000. And I'm actually going to pick up a bike now that could have the same issue. It could have the same issue. But it's a 2020 model, Lex Moto, one of the new shapes which people do like. I know it's got little bits of paint peel. Doesn't look like it's been crashed, but like there's a paint peel off the rear panel, and that's just the rubbish Chinese painting process. That's fine. I could probably buy a new one, but ultimately it's cheap. It's £550 ish, and it's a 2020 model. So I'm gonna go and look at that. I'll probably show you guys later, but today is Sunday. Today I'd like to get the Lex Moto done as much as I can, the other one. And yeah, and then I kind of want to look at that little Peugeot and see if it's a runner actually, because that, to an extent, that could be throw it back together, polish it up, and get a few hundred out of that as well. So I am quite busy, but this is my last week at work, and then I get 10 days off. So all of these projects, it's perfect really. I can spend a few days on them. So off to see this new Lex Moto Sunday morning, then back to try and figure out the wiring issue on the Valiant. The wiring issue on the Valiant, I can definitely get the front bulb powered. That, no issue there. The front bulb can be full-time powered, and the pass button works. That will work. I cannot work out how to add the switch to that system to make it come on full-time. Part of me feels like it's looking me in the face. It's a very simple answer. The other part of me thinks there's a connection just disconnected somewhere underneath, because there's loads where the EFI system used to be. I am going to check all that first. If that fails, power the light system full time, try and work out how to add the high beam. Considering the flasher relay does it, then it shouldn't be that much harder to do. Anyway, let's go and have a look at this little thing. It seems okay. Okay, so we're back. I'll give you a quick look at the new Lex Moto in a moment. What I need to do today is get the tank off again and just check out all of the wiring connections, make sure nothing's missing or loose or not connected, maybe even give bits and pieces a clean out, because there's something obvious, there's something missing. That's another massive cable there. Look. I think that is the diagnostic port. Yeah, that is. So that makes this other, where's this other Big Daddy? Where did I put it? Up here. Makes that even more suspicious. Let's have a good look around. Let's see if we're missing any wires that aren't clipped in. It might even be as simple as that. And if we find one, then we'll clip it in, and we may be back on track. The rear light's on though. I can get the front light to power. That's easy. There's no issues there at all. What I can't work out then is how to add the switch into the system. So it looks to me like, so that's up now. So it looks to me like it's the white and blue that go together that then somehow all trigger the system. But there doesn't seem to be power up here, which is interesting because it does make sense that something's gone under there. Right, let's have a look. Well, let me get the tank off for now, and then we'll pop over there and we'll have a little look at that one. Just before we pop over to the other part, I just want to make something clear about the new GN tank copy on here, okay? It is the fact that you had to do a couple of things to make it fit. You had to remove these brackets and the CDI bracket, and you had to trim down the mushrooms at the front a little bit to make it fit, but then it's fine. So, because I've got at least one of you, in fact there's two of you messaging me about this conversion. I'd be curious to see if the original high power injected tank would just work. It possibly would. If it works on just spitting out fuel when it's needed, then it would possibly just work anyway, as it should. If not, then we'd have to look into what's going on. You'd have to go to the other tank, but that one can fit, but you have to make a bracket at the bottom, and you have to do some trimming on the frame. Let's come over and have a look at this. So this is the Lexmoto Sontes Javelin. I think Lexmoto make a similar thing or the same thing. At the moment, the only issue apparently is that it doesn't idle. It doesn't idle, and until kind of 15, it takes a long time to warm up. Doesn't idle. Now there can be a couple of things here at play. There could be too much air going in for some reason. There could be an adjustment somewhere on here. I'm going to check my system to see if there was a physical adjustment. I can't see one on here, but there could be one. Or it might need a good clean and service out. So there's some things to look at on here. Matt's watching the channel, so I don't want to be harsh. I probably would have paid $350 for it once I'd seen it over. It's just a bit too, it's got too many bits and pieces needed. Matt's a lovely guy. We got a friend or two in common as well, and he's a firefighter and he's local to the area. So lovely guy. I absolutely have no issues giving him the price we did at $550. But if it wasn't Matt, and if it was a different situation, I'd probably pay $350. And I'll tell you why. It's because of things like the fairings are all a bit loose and cracked. The front fairing's a bit loose and cracked. This lever's fully bent. The clutch is not great at the moment. This lever could do with changing anyway. The mudguard seems to be on the wheel, but it may not be. It may just be close. And then of course we've got the engine issue at the moment. We've got this back here. It might have had a little fall. And then the main thing for me is the rear ball tyre, because it's just, what's that, 60, 70 quid extra on top. But again, problem is it's now going to cost probably $850 for a bike that's worth $1,000 to $1,250 in the end. But again, no huge issues at this stage. So apparently it starts, it'll run, it'll ride, it'll do all of them kinds of basics, but it won't idle. So we need to see if there is an idle. There was something up here, but I'd be surprised if there's an adjustment here. That could be enough. That could be enough, but then that would be attached to a butterfly anyway. Poor Matt, if this works. If he sees me adjust this with a little thing and it changed the idle, that would be pretty gutting. I feel like I need to grab the key now. So, to be extremely clear, I haven't heard this bike. I haven't turned it on. I haven't ran it. I haven't turned the key. I don't know what the electrics are like. I haven't heard this bike, seen it, anything. So this is our first opportunity to have a quick look, although I don't want to focus on this today. So obviously the automatic choke system will be in play at the moment. Once that dies down, apparently we'll lose revs, and it's really annoying. Yeah, it doesn't seem overly happy. What I think I'd want to do with this is, you know, all the basics: old fuel out, give it a bit of a clean, check the valves, clean the spark plug. Just a bit of an old-fashioned service, really. That's the best thing you can do with these, and do a spray test to see if it's taking on any air, which it could be. So I think this, I always speak too soon, but I think this could be straightforward enough at some point. It seems alright. I don't like the overly loud exhaust, but it's there and it's welded on, and it is what it is at this stage. Okay, let's get back to this bad boy.